I'm gonna use another technique to play tree. It's quick and it looks different. The first thing I'm gonna do is I actually already did this. I went to Google and I looked up image and looked up, to forest or tree tops. And once you get an image, you can drag it to Photoshop. So let's go to the material folder. And you can see these two images. We can use these two images to play trees. You can drag Forest 1 to Photoshop now. Again, make sure the picture of the trees are about the size of the trees that I want for my drawing. So you need to resize this picture. You can also flip this picture. Right-click the mouse and choose Flip Horizontal. And you can see the picture flipped. Then you need to rasterize your image. Then we choose eraser with low opacity to solve the edge. Let's blend it to the background. You can reduce opacity for this layer. You can add more trees for these areas, so we can go to the material folder again and drag Forest 2. Adjust the size. And again, use eraser to blend it into background. The last part of this video, I want to talk about how to drop shadow. There are different ways to drop shadow. For now, I want to drop shadow for the straight tree. So you just need to choose straight tree layer and double click this layer. On the left, you can click drop shadow. There are a lot of parameters you can adjust. You can adjust the opacity of the shadow, and you can change the angle. And you can increase the distance. And click OK. Create shadow for trees are very easy, but I will use different way to create shadow for the building. I need to select all the building with magic wand. Click building layer. Because we import the building layer as an individual layer, so you can use magic wand to click blank areas, and then right-click the mouse to choose select inverse. And you can see all the buildings are selected. You need to create a new layer for this building layer. So we create new layer and rename this layer as building. Drag this layer down. I want this layer below the tree layer. And then we need to paint the building with white color. And we can click a new layer for shadow. Then you need to select the buildings which have the same height, paint them with black color. I assume all the buildings have the same height. So I'll choose black color, paint them black. And I'll need to bring this layer below the building layer. And then you need to use the select tool. And then hold Alt and Control. And then press right or left arrow key and up or down arrow key alternately. And we need to reduce the opacity a little bit. Now you can see the building have the shadow. One thing I want to mention is that make sure your shadow of the buildings and the trees are in the same direction. Next, I will teach you how to create shadow by using SketchUp. Go to your material folder. You can see SketchUp file here. Double-click it to open it. You can see this model is incomplete, but it doesn't matter. I just want to show you how to create shadow here. You can see here is no shadow, so you need to turn on the shadow. Go to the view and choose shadow. I want to have the top view for this model, so I'll go to camera and choose stand views. Click top. I want to zoom out a little bit. If you want to change the direction of the shadow, you can go to Window and click Shadow here. You can adjust time and date to change the direction of the shadow. Now I want to hide the Lightworks because I just want to export the shadows, not Lightworks. Go to Window, click Styles. Make sure you choose Select. And then we need to choose Hidden Line Style. And then go to Edit. Turn off edges. Now you cannot see any line works or color, you just see the shadows. By doing this, you can have more realistic shadow. And then let's export it. Go to the file. Click Export. 2D Graphic. Choose the Materials folder. Change name. Click Export. In your Material folder, you should find the shadow JPEG. Open the Photoshop and then drag the shadow image into the Photoshop. Don't forget to rasterize the layer. Use Magic Wand to delete the white background. You can see the Photoshop assumes some light gray areas as white color. That's because the tolerance is too high, so you need to adjust the tolerance. I will reduce the tolerance to 10. And select it again. Once you're satisfied with your selection, click Delete. Now you can use Ctrl-T to adjust the scale of the shadow to let it match your building. I believe you get this idea, so I'm not going to do the rest of it. I just choose to delete this layer. You can always change the color of your line work. For example, if you go to the road layer, double-click the layer, and then you can choose the color overlay. Double-click it. Here, you can set the color for line work. You can set the white color or black color for the line work. If you do not satisfy with the effect, you can always turn it off. In the layer panel, you can see I already created some group for the layer so that you can better arrange your layers. That's it. If you have any question, feel free to email me. Thank you.